We're making a difference. And it's kind of like when I clean my house and I've cleaned a closet or a cabinet, nobody else can really see it, but I know it's been done. That's the way I felt we were working in corrections. And when I knew we were starting to turn the corner was when different legislators would tell me, I don't hear anything from my constituents anymore. In fact, they're happy. Things are getting better. That was huge. So I'm an eternal optimist, so I'm always looking for good signs to show, and we were getting those along the way. And
well, there's something in there that I think is a nugget that people need to take away, and that is pay attention to the small things. Right? Like pay attention. Like it's easy with 11,000 people to say, hey, we have to do these large, big initiatives and create all this change. But it's those little wins along the way that make big differences. Even if it's to one person, it makes a big difference. And those little wins add up to big wins and create that momentum or those tailwinds that we always talk about that allows you to potentially step into larger things. And I think a lot of leaders miss that. A lot of leaders try to create this big change or have this grandiose plans. And sometimes it's the heater, it's the desk chair, it's the, it's the light bulb, it's little things that make big differences to those people because those people talk, right? And that's one of the things that you began to see, like they talk shit or they talk good.
right.
And most of the time, not all the time, most of the time people will give credit where credit's due. Even if they don't, like they might say, listen, I don't know what she thinks she can do with 11,000 people, but she fixed my heater, right?
Yep.
Or she fixed my desk. And those things spread. And all of a sudden, you kind of create that momentum over time. And so that's a big one that I want to make sure that people don't miss is that sometimes it's the little things in the beginning that create the big momentum. Fair to say?
The other thing we found, Chad, is that based on the way some of the emails were written, that individual was screaming to be heard. And I'm talking about these are bad emails.
Yeah.
And so I would give them to Debbie and say, have this person come up here and let me sit down and let's talk. And people would come to my office and they would have no clue why they were there. But I would spend an hour with them, and I would usually have the division director in there with me because I wanted to role model for the division director why it's important to pay attention. So we would talk about the email because that's what brought them there. But then we would start to dive into or peel back the layers about, okay, what's really going on here?